When you think of premium electric SUVs, it's hard to look past the Tesla Model Y, but the Fisker Ocean is a worthy competitor as well. Among the numerous electric SUV entries, the Fisker Ocean is one of the very few contenders that can go head-to-head with the Tesla Model Y. But does it have enough to displace the Model Y as the best-selling vehicle in the segment? That's one question that has been left unanswered for a while. Join us in today's video as we compare the 2023 Fisker Ocean and the 2022 Tesla Model Y. How fast can these cars go? Are they affordable? And finally, which is the better car overall? Keep watching to find out. Interior. Both Fisker and Tesla have opted for a minimalist interior design for the Ocean and Model Y. However, the Fisker Ocean offers a bit more in terms of display, with a 17.1-inch Revolve infotainment screen and a 9-inch cluster screen that supports augmented reality entertainment. The Tesla Model Y, on the other hand, carries a 15-inch single infotainment screen that controls virtually everything within the interior. Of course, we expect features like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to come as standard options. The Model Y edges it slightly in terms of simplicity, as the main features to look out for are the steering wheel and the infotainment screen. Meanwhile, a few extra buttons are added as a part of the interior of the Fisker Ocean. One of these buttons can be used to change the orientation of the screen from portrait to landscape mode and vice versa. This will definitely come in handy for Netflix fans. But this luxury is yanked off as soon as you put the car in drive to avoid distractions. Other features you'll find in the Fisker Ocean include a rearview mirror that's paired with a digital camera and a power rear liftgate, and depending on the trim you opt for, you will get either a fixed or retractable panoramic glass roof that features a unique California mode. The Tesla Model Y is fitted with a sloping tinted roofline to keep infrared and ultraviolet light away. The Model Y packs quite a lot of storage space. The front trunk can house 117 liters of a load, while the rear trunk has a capacity of anywhere between 854 liters and 2,158 liters. Perhaps the most unifying factor in the interior of both cars is the wide use of eco-friendly materials. Performance. The sport trim Fisker Ocean is equipped with a single-motor electric powertrain that offers 275 horsepower on tap, powering it from 0 to 60 in about 6.9 seconds. The all-wheel drive Ultra and Extreme variants carry dual electric motors, which enables them to deliver a maximum power output of 550 horsepower and complete the same course in 3.6 seconds. The Fisker Ocean front-wheel drive model has a maximum towing capacity of 2,040 pounds. In comparison, the all-wheel drive variant nearly doubles that tally as it's able to pull loads of up to 4,000 pounds. The Tesla Model Y is not far behind, with a reported towing capacity of 3,527 pounds. For the 2022 model, Tesla doesn't offer the Model Y in the standard range trim. That sounds like a blessing in disguise because the long-range and performance models of the Model Y both have way more ability than the standard range trim. We hear a 75 kilowatt-hour battery comes standard with every Model Y, which should help you get 351 horses in the long-range trim or 480 horses with the performance model. Car and Driver claim they achieved a 0 to 60 time of 4.4 seconds with the long-range model. That's about 0.4 seconds slower than the Tesla Model 3 sedan, which isn't bad. Navigating the same course with the performance model was much quicker, with the reported blistering time of 3.6 seconds. Range, charging, and battery. Motorists will get a maximum range of 330 miles from the all-wheel drive long-range Tesla Model Y. The performance model, on the other hand, offers only 303 miles. But that's understandable, given that it features a 20-inch wheel, better acceleration record, lower suspension, and a unique track mode that injects more pace into the car. Recent reports claim that the Model Y will get the all-new 4680 battery cells that support fast charging and offer greater energy density. According to reports, the Fisker Ocean is offered with different battery packs depending on the model you purchase, although the automaker is yet to release the official driving range estimate. In any case, we've decided to go with the figures provided by the EPA. Powered by an 80 kilowatt-hour battery pack, The Fisker Ocean single-motor variant should be able to go 250 miles after each charge without any troubles. Meanwhile, the range is expected to exceed the 350 miles threshold with dual-motor variants. However, Fisker claims that under ideal conditions, the Solar Sky rooftop will deliver an additional 2,000 miles per year. Cost. In reality, Fisker's price offering is quite affordable, with the lower trim or sport model selling for not more than $39,000. The ultra trim level sells for around $51,500. Meanwhile, the extreme model completes the lineup with a cost of $70,500. If you bought the Tesla Model Y some months ago, it was possible to buy the entry-level trim for $41,990. But this model is not available anymore. So if you're looking to buy the Tesla Model Y right now, you'll have to settle for the long-range variant, which costs $64,440, or the performance model, which sells for $69,440. Which is the better car? Surprisingly, the 2023 Fisker Ocean has actually held its own against the 2022 Tesla Model Y. When you consider the price of both cars, the 2023 Fisker Ocean has a slight advantage, especially now that the lower trim variant of the Model Y is no longer available. The Fisker Ocean still holds that advantage if you consider the driving range and power output as well. And it's hard to ignore some of the fancy features that the Fisker Ocean offers, like the rotating infotainment screen and the California mode, which opens all the 9 window panels in the vehicle. We like to think that the Model Y has better aesthetics, though, especially on the outside. But overall, selecting the better car will depend on your preferences. For instance, if you'd like more buttons on the interior of your car, then you should definitely go with the Fisker Ocean. But if you don't, then you should absolutely go for the Tesla Model Y. However, if you're looking to minimize cost while getting a premium driving range and power output, the Fisker Ocean is your best bet. We imagine Tesla loyalists could easily overlook these factors and opt for the Model Y. But that's fine, because they won't be too disappointed with the range and power output that the Tesla Model Y offers. Gearheads will definitely have a tough time picking a clear favorite when these cars arrive later this year, because in reality, very little separates them. The Fisker Ocean will be manufactured at the Magna Steyrs Carbon Neutral factory in Graz, Austria. Production has been scheduled for mid-November, but you'd have to wait a bit if you ordered the lower trim variants because the automaker will give priority to manufacturing the 5,000-unit limited edition Fisker Ocean 1. As of the time of the making of this video, more than 50,000 Fisker Ocean reservations have been made, and the automaker CEO Henrik Fisker says it proves there's huge interest in the Fisker brand and in electric vehicles in general. Deliveries for the Tesla Model Y in Australia kicked off on June 10th. However, the American automaker is already facing overwhelming demand. Elon Musk says he didn't expect demand to be so high, but he also mentioned that the company is working round the clock to accelerate production. Which would you rather have, the 2023 Fisker Ocean or the 2022 Tesla Model Y? Let us know in the comments section down below. Be sure to check out this video over here.